When Britain led the world in motorcycle manufacture, the name of Norton became synonymous with success on the racetrack. Riders such as Jeff Duke took Norton to 17 World Championships, more than 30 TT wins and countless Grand Prix victories across the globe. Now, after 30 years of first Italian and then Japanese domination, Norton once again stands proud. In a full return to racing in 1989, the Norton pairing of Steve Spray and Trevor astonished the opposition when Spray won the British F1 Championship. Trevor feels they owe it all to the revolutionary Norton engine.
This engine is totally different to a petrol engine, a conventional petrol engine. There's no pistons, there's just a triangle that goes round inside there somewhere, and it just feels more like an electric motor to ride. The power delivery is more like an electric motor.
The sort of power, in fact, ideal for racing. But how does it work?
It's very, very simple in its construction and operation. Consists of a plate at one end to keep the gases in, a rotor housing which contains the rotor itself, the rotor, a centre plate which keeps the two rotor housings apart. It's repeated on the other side, and it's all joined up with an eccentric shaft. No valves, no extraneous holes. It's a very, very simple and good power-producing plant. This actually is a cutaway of an air-cooled motor, but the principle is the same. The fuel-air mixture comes in through here as the rotor is turning. It's drawn into the combustion chamber. As it carries on around, it's compressed to the point where it's ignited by the spark, and we have the power stroke, which is followed by exhaust as the gases are forced out through the exhaust port, and the system carries on in the rotary manner.
The incredibly efficient engine design gave performances which raised not only eyebrows, but protests.
There's been a lot of controversy over the way the engine is actually measured. What we have done now is reach an agreement with the FIM that they accept our method of measuring the capacity of the engine, which is basically the same as you would measure any other engine.
So, the first battle for Norton is won, with the FIM now accepting the Norton rotary capacity as 588cc. The door is now open for a possible return to the world arena. The engine would need to be built slightly smaller, however, to meet the 500cc GP limit. That would really capture the imagination of the British public.
I think we brought a hell of a lot of interest back into the sport. You know, I mean, for instance, the figures at Cadwell Park, like, at the start of the season, there's normally about 3,000 people there at the first meeting. And I think this year there was between 9,000 and 10,000 there. So, you know, I think it's brought quite a bit of interest back into the sport.
Linked in the past with Birmingham and Wolverhampton, Norton now operate from a small industrial estate outside Lichfield in Staffordshire, where the enthusiastic team handcraft every single machine.
Well, there was a time that basically the Norton motorcycle ruled the roost. If you didn't have a Norton, you weren't in the same race. Things have changed a bit since the days of the old single-cylinder Nortons. We are a very small, compact unit here, which consists of 9 people, and we're up against the might of the Japanese, where they have racing departments of 250-plus technicians whose sole job is to work on racing. But I believe firmly that we have the ingenuity and engineering expertise in the British Isles to produce a machine which is capable of taking on the rest of the world.